Is this a pretzel? A pretzel? Can you buy pretzels on the side of the road here in Egypt? That would be very surprising. Some kind of pretzel thing. Pretty cool. Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Traveling the World using Google Maps Street View imagery. Today's episode, as exciting as it looked like based on the thumbnail, I know, will be different in some ways, different for the reason that I'm recording with my phone for the first time, um, which might actually mean that, the little video of me might be in a better quality or not. And the second thing is that here where I am, it is Friday evening, and I'm drinking a coffee out of a Christmas cup in the middle or the end of March, depending on when I release this video. Why so non-alcoholic, you might ask? Well, because I'm going to Cairo today. And in sole respect for Cairo and its people, I'm having a non-alcoholic coffee. Or just a coffee. In Cairo, it is a massive city. There's not much for us to do other than to travel the one road that has Google Maps Street View. And that's what we are going to do. But I'm still zoomed out of here because I wanted to show you, well, this is Egypt, of course, like many other African countries. Straight line border. But here Cairo sits exactly at the sort of like area where the greenery that the Nile River, which flows here, as you maybe can tell through all the botanic that it brings with it, Cairo sits here at the entrance of that to the sea, another famous city of Egypt, Alexandria. We're not going to go there today, also not to New Cairo City, which looks interesting to me as a sort of newly planned city. And there are many of these in the world that I wanted to do. But the thing is, once you go on the street view, you don't actually realize it that much, that you are in this kind of strange plan, even though from the satellite it looks very interesting. So perhaps I should do a satellite video, best of satellite patterns to be found on Google Maps. Okay, but anyway, this is Cairo, the Northern African mega city with, I don't actually know, like many millions of inhabitants. 20 millions maybe? Maybe more, maybe less, something like this. And you will see that, you know, there's really not so much to go here for us. It's not also just one road that goes through it, it's kind of like a couple of branches of roads, which maybe complicates the matter. But I was thinking to start here and then kind of go through the city center to here, maybe a bit further, to kind of concentrate on this, because here, can I put this man down? No. Do you also have this problem every time you want to put the marker back, that it kind of just recognizes a street view point on the map and puts you somewhere? I have this problem all the time. But probably you don't have this problem, because why would you even do that? Because here it says Giza, and I'm not sure if this is another city that just merged with Cairo or not. Certainly it is where the pyramids are, the Great Pyramid of Giza. I always thought it was Gizeh. Okay, but anyway, I will concentrate on the city center of Cairo, and then let's see. Let's see, come on. So, without further ado, let's go to the very start of what we have, maybe somewhere here. And wish me good luck. I think, as in many other videos, it is important to throw out my 10 seconds in, sort of immediate thoughts. That is, all houses are sand colored, either like this, a bit more clean, like this, a bit more dirty. Big streets, loads of traffic, but somewhat, in a strange way, peaceful. You know? It doesn't look like a complete disaster apart from the traffic. But let's see. Um, Hey man, I think it's also the place where people cross wherever they want and walk on the street whenever they feel like it. Because I think there are no well, there are sidewalks, but there are no traffic lights. I always, in my mind, connected Egypt with like a place where people go to make like a 2 week hotel resort holiday, and I think you can do that. But Cairo is a city of a different caliber, I would say. Mega city, mega traffic, constantly expanding. Because probably it is one of the cities in Northern Africa, certainly within Egypt, where, probably there is actually a future. There are some jobs, there's some sort of urban life possible, very built up as well. I think we will see some houses like this one that, if it was in, a Central European country, would be already in many photo books of brutalism architecture. But since it's just, oh my god, look at this bird. Is this a hawk? Is this an eagle? Or is it just a pigeon? Who knows? Yeah, but since this is just a building on the side of the road somewhere in Cairo, a street of probably, little significance, certainly to tourists, it's just a building that no one really talks about, I guess. And I think there are many of these. Even this one, I would say, a very nice building. Not a brutalist building, but if this was, well, maybe not the side, okay, but, if you take the side away, and if this was just a Parisian street front, I'd take it. This one we have seen in Dubai, these blue glasses that they like so much in these warmer countries. Emirates. It is COVID time, by the way. This man wears a mask, and the imagery we get from February 2022. Just for you to know that if you see a lot of masks, people wearing masks, it's COVID. It's not just some kind of kink that Egyptians have. This bus has a line long or ling long tire. Looks like the tire of a race car, doesn't it? Okay. But so far, so good. Very big place. That's really the vibe I'm getting. Somewhat little bit run down, I would say. But also not like crazy, at least not in this part. Put your advertising here. Like whatever this architecture is called, where like bricks, it's like basically a brick house with some concrete beams, or the bricks are kind of filled between the concrete beams. I guess it's a very cheap way of building, I suppose, but it reminds me so much of Italy. Milan, Go check out the Milan video. Maybe you'll find a similar building there. I didn't want to become this person that says, go check out my video, go and subscribe, but I guess no one wanted, huh? And eventually, of course, I'd be happy if someone subscribes. It's an interesting site. The amount of, I don't know how these are called, satellite bolts, satellite plates, and air condition units is very satisfying. I'm overall quite happy with the amount of them. Because of course, like, okay, this maybe has to be said on the side here, that I'm sure that in Arabic culture or in Egyptian culture, there's architecture that can protect you from the heat. Courtyard-oriented, dark architecture with outdoors, where the wind can flow, where it's shadowy, where it's cool, even in the hottest summers. But if you move to Cairo, you're more likely than not to live in one of these buildings. And in these buildings, if the material is not breathable, it must get insanely hot. So you need, I guess, some kind of balcony, you need an air conditioning unit, you need many things, you need a lot of shade and shadow. So I would be surprised if windows are, I mean, look at this even, what a block. Hoi, 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 hoi. Pretty cool actually, you know, again, very nice brutalist building in a way. Yeah, sorry about all the blabbering. I don't know if I made a point in the end or not. This is a nice green old car, very classy. But this is not the Nile River. It is the Nile. Oh, hello, Mr. Nile. Didn't see you coming in there. Want a cup of coffee? I'm talking about it. Yeah. So here's the Nile flowing. It doesn't look as if in Cairo there has been attempts made, at least in this part here, to really make the riverside accessible, because it's kind of built up or just bushy, or there's a road. It's not like a promenade where people go running, but perhaps it is in other parts. I cannot verify or deny that. Is this a picture of the car we are in with eyes on it? You see the strangest things. No, I always thought as a child that if you're a trucker, you get around so much, you see a lot, you know, you get to see the world a lot. And it's probably true, but if you're a map runner, like me, it's not too different, you know, it's not too different. So I don't know if this indicates that there's a mosque or if this is something else. I guess these mosque towers, yes, I know they have another name, are very sort of visible in the cityscape. Although here really I only see other kinds of towers. But okay, so be it. This, for example, this looks very much like a mosque where a, you know, person would call for the evening prayer. On days like this, on Friday, isn't on Friday always the biggest, most important prayer of the week? Let me know in the comments. But yeah, Egypt looks... Egypt, what am I talking about? Oh, by the way, here's the Nile again, and that's why I was so confused, because the other part of the Nile looked so small, but here, this is the main one. So it's basically, the other one is, I guess, maybe like a canal that they can sort of like, I don't know if there would be a flood or something, like level out this part of it. But this, of course, this mighty river, the Nile, is very mighty here, but we've seen bigger. We have seen a bigger. Still very nice. So nice that it brightens up. I mean, this is also just the darkest day in Cairo, really. Must be so terrible for an Egyptian. Although, you know, if always the sun is out, it's also not nice. Loads of advertising here, alright. And the main thing is traffic. Can you imagine having to go to work here and you're stuck in traffic all day for hours and hours and hours? And if you found a job that is somewhat a little bit away from where you live. It's the end. Oh my god. It's a two lanes, huh? By the way. And we are here with three cars, which is, I think, actually a good thing because otherwise that'd be just a constant traffic jam. So much so that the whole city would be completely covered with cars. Mmm, look at this. It's just standing on the side of the road here. Definitely needs a clean and a little bit of care, but what a beautiful building. So much charm, isn't it, you know? Isn't it, you know? I'm so confused. Just looks great. I don't know if this is a mosque as well. Maybe some Islamic school or some palace. I really don't know. And this one also looks incredibly Italian or something to me. Very beautiful. Definitely needs a wash as well. You know why these buildings are so dark, by the way? Because of all the cars passing by. And the kind of smog or like CO2 from the exhaust or whatever just makes the buildings so dirty. Um, I remember this from a picture I saw of the Duomo in Milan, where I don't know, from the 1970s or 1980s, where it was kind of so black because of cars were allowed in front of it. So they had to clean it and then it became white again. And I think that's the case here with every other building. Uh, all right, here we have to turn. It kind of looks a little bit like India to me, if I can say this. Only somehow it is not such a complete mess. You know, once an Indian person said to me, and I think this was a very wise thing to say, that, for example, if you look at Delhi and you can say, okay, complete disaster in terms of traffic, everyone goes everywhere, completely crowded, full, loud. And this person was Indian, and he said, you know, for a city with 30 million people, we're actually doing quite fine, you know? And then I was like, yeah, probably, you know, because 30 million people is a lot of people. And as long as you can somewhat move around and get to your destination within one day, you're probably doing fine. And I guess it's similar here. Here's a little bit more of a shopping place, it looks. Not that I need anything, but very rundown. There's no money here to. Probably they have a little bit the issue that, you know, investors or real estate developers want to build something new, and this new is not affordable to 99% of the people. And there are all these nice old houses that someone would need to renovate, but there's no sort of like sense of what is important to preserve. I mean, of course there is, but like, you know, for this building here, or like some other tiny buildings on the side of the road that are somewhat, you know, still very nice. Um, Maybe they don't think about it as such as I do. And anyway, it's not so profitable, and anyway, it's probably more expensive than just building something new, like New Cairo City, as we have seen. Here it looks very nice. I love these street corners where the buildings are like this. Very nice. Very strange architecture. It looks to me as if there are some different influences in it. Like this one, definitely. Like, I mean, looks as if there's some Bauhaus influence, you know? These curved, functionalistic, simplicistic sort of things. But yeah, so far, ooh, what can we buy here? Hmm. Is this a pretzel? A pretzel? can you buy pretzels on the side of the road here in Egypt? That would be very surprising. Some kind of pretzel thing. Pretty cool. I would definitely have one. Oh, look at this block. Get smaller to the ground floor. Is traffic police person? Where are we, by the way? Okay, we could just go on and on and on. But since I don't have so much time, I will really, I think, concentrate on the city center. I go a little bit further, but maybe 5 minutes further, but concentrate on the city center mainly. I mean, I think that the main sort of topic that this also raises here, or at least that I wanted to quickly touch upon, is that there's not Google Street View in every city in the world. There's a sort of predisposition of Google to be in more, I guess, developed Western cities, with a few exceptions. Oof, sorry. This is some market maybe, huh? Oh my god, this looks mad. I don't know, it looks all really interesting. This we have seen a few times by now, that the facade has some sort of like patches in other colors, which kind of looks as if they didn't have the right color to renovate it. And here, all of a sudden, out of nothing, it looks like Cairo ends, which I'm sure it does not. Oops. Sorry, hope you are not getting too dizzy. Yeah, so basically, there's not Google Street View everywhere, and I want to go to all places, basically. Like, there's nothing that wouldn't be interesting, but yeah, I can't. So I'm kind of like, okay, let's try to make something into a video, like even if there isn't so much, like in Cairo, but there are loads of cities, if not most of cities, where there actually really isn't anything. Like, think about all of China, the bigger part of Africa, you name it, which makes it a little bit hard to like just cover the map of the world somewhat fairly. By the way, I'm just going down here now because I couldn't really get further there, so let's just have a little look for 3 minutes down here, because also March 2021, the sun was out. Yeah, so like my aim is to give you something from every continent, vary between the different videos that are coming, but it is really not so easy. Like, it's just sometimes not so much footage. This one here is almost okay, because I can click well and nice, and we have at least the city center, which is a good starting point, I guess, in Cairo. But like, I couldn't have done research about Cairo city, about the most interesting sites, and then go there and show it to you simply because there isn't any footage, street view footage. So if you're an Egyptian out there living in Cairo, maybe you can make something happen. By the way, very nice bus stop, if you're into that kind of stuff. How much more should I do? Like, I'm also, because I'm filming with my phone, so I don't know how big the file will be, so I'm a little bit aware that it's not gonna become, I wanna stay under 30 minutes, preferably under 25. But yeah, it's hard as always. Especially because Cairo looks so interesting. I have to say, really, admittedly, it looks very interesting. I could find really elements from a lot of places. I've mentioned Italy many times, the kind of brutalism of Eastern Europe. I can also see, then it also has like all these palm trees, and if this was footage from the middle of the summer, it would probably look very much more tropical in some parts. even though this is a mega city, then it has this sort of like very bright architecture that maybe almost white, maybe evokes some distant associations with maybe Israel, maybe not. Then also some very Arabic, more traditional sort of architecture, I guess, or at least forms or shapes. You know, when a window has this kind of shape or something, kind of looks very Arabic to me. Mm. But yeah, basically on this road here, we are going to where we crossed earlier into the on over the Nile. So maybe we can just go to where we were earlier, so we have kind of completed something. Oh. I don't know if it's loading sometimes. Oh, look at all of these houses. Crazy. Wow. Ui, 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 ui. What a sight. They're gigantic. This looks like so Eastern Europe to me. Eastern Europe in warm and sand colors. Not only gray. But it looks also just so damn cool. Oh. Some street cleaner. It's also so Eastern European that there's actually someone with a broom cleaning the streets. Like it just would not happen in Europe. You would have people cleaning whatever is theirs, but that's it. Yeah, I guess could almost leave it here. We'll jump a bit forward just because I thought maybe here I'm closer to the water. But of course, I cannot see anything. There's a construction. Maybe we can peek through here. No. Oh, look at this tower. Wow. So this looks a bit rich. Bit gated. Gated communities, I guess they are a thing here. I don't know how it is crime-wise. Isn't there something in Islam that you're not allowed to steal or rob or, you know, be mean to other people? Yeah, it looks like these trees are part of an exhibition somehow. But anyway, I think this is a nice final image. Although, let's peek around the corner here. What is this? Oi. Intercontinental. Yeah. Very classy. Well, this is a nice final image, isn't it? So yeah, I mean, I have not much to say. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this little introduction to Cairo. We should definitely come back, but wait for more footage, except some of you is like, go to this little bit street view there. It's very interesting. Then I will happily go back. Otherwise, thanks for watching, and I wish you a lovely day. Bye bye.